Special evening to our viewers and our subscribers. Today is the 13th of October 2024 and it is now 5:25 p.m. We are starting today's drive from the exit of the Maracas area. If we go to the Maracas beach, of which we did a video of, we are leaving that area, and these familiar pillars show where you can turn right to head back down to Mocha or go left to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, the home of Brian Lara, is a settlement that exists in the northern range. That's a mountain in Trinidad, and it connects Maraval to San Juan, or Sawa, as is said in Trinidad. So this saddle road that we are on begins at KFC and ends in San Juan, or Sawa. It's the home of Brian Lara and a few other well-known cricketers, West Indian cricketers. We are doing a drive from the Maracas area to Trinity College, which is in Mocha Maraval. If you followed our other video, which took us from the Maraval village to Maracas, you would recall there was a point in the drive where we turned right to go to Maracas. We're going to show you what would have happened if we went straight. So we are all now in the Mocha area. To the right is Mocha. Any golfers should remember the Mocha golf course. And as you can see, we are facing the west. The sun is setting. So this is what you see when you leave Maracas Beach, making your way back down to Port of Spain. And instead of turning right here, had we gone straight the way those cars are doing, we would have come into Mocha. If you look to the top left of the camera, you will see a hill. That's the Paramin area where farming is done. So we're turning left off Perseverance Road into Mocha. It actually says you are entering Mocha and St. Andrews Golf Course, Mocha Road. There was a time when there were very few houses in here, and this bridge marked the beginning of a walk for all of those boys studying at the Trinity College, where we will drive. And you can see the golfers on the right. Trinity College is one of the top schools in North Trinidad, and you know we always like to cover the schools in whatever area we drive. So this drive into Mocha, you can see the golf course all along to the right. So we will just let this car pass so that we can show you the golf course. is one side, and all of these houses up on the road to the left are relatively new. And then you have the left turn into the St. Andrews Golf Course, fancy club, a golf club. And this road, this bridge takes you into Mocha itself, where the school is. And in days of old, that bridge would collapse during the rainy season as the river overflowed. And all of the Mocha boys would be trapped or have to get their pants wet to cross. This is another view of the golf course on the other side. That's where it begins. There are a lot of upscale homes in here, high to higher income, if there's such a thing. The home of the late Denise Plummer, well-known performer in Trinidad, was built. She died recently and is to the left. So this is Trinity College. You can see the 3 points at the top, symbolic of the Trinity Hills, which is how Trinidad has its name, La Trinity. The Trinity Hills, those 3 pillars symbolize the name of the school and the history of the country. So this is the gate, a new addition to this school. So like some of the schools in Barbados that we like to drive through, sometimes the gates are closed, and such is the case today. This is the bottom field on the left, and on the right here, this is the back gate of the school. You can see the pavilion, the country club for the St. Andrews Golf Course on the left. An example of one of the homes on the right with the high walls. And then this is the top field. So Trinity College has 2 playing fields. And if you continue driving to the back here, you would come up to some lovely homes. All of this is Mocha. So as these are gated communities, we won't venture inside, but you can see from here one of the greens on the golf course. This is the Orchid at Mocha. Very high-end gated communities for the rich and famous. This is Mocha Marval. You can see the lovely trees on the left, mountain in front of you there. If you drive over that, you get to the other side of Maracas. So again, this is Trinity College to the left. Basketball court. So the northern range, and this road here on the right is Cocoa Green because it used to be a cocoa patch, but now development has taken over and there is no more cocoa patch but just residential areas, lovely homes. So the northern range is a mountainous area, but if you are flying into Trinidad from that end, you will just see a lot of mountains and green and hill and bush, and apparently that is what Columbus first saw. And when he saw those three mountains or three hills, which are known as the Trinity Hills, that's how he named the island. Sort of repeat of what I said earlier, but just to go into a bit more depth. St. Andrew's Village on the left. All of these condos and dwelling places are all relatively new in the last 20 years or so. You have to go up some steep hills to get into these, but of note, they are all gated communities. That's a feature of housing in Trinidad. Because of the criminal element, you can't get away from that. Better priced housing areas are all gated. All of these vehicles that you are seeing are golfers coming to the St. Andrew's Golf Club. There's a little range here. And this is the club. You can see that there's a pool here as well. A very nice facility. Parking for the president, the vice president, treasurer, captain, ladies captain, medal winner, and so on. You can see there's a lot of bamboo in here. There's several bamboo patches. Nice area to come and sit, to have lunch during the day, perhaps in your vehicle for safety. People don't tend to have picnics in areas like this, but some people who work close by do come here for a bit of peace of mind and privacy to have their lunch. And here we can see the other side of the golf course. So we spoke a bit about Trinity College. Trinity College is one of the top schools in North Trinidad. It's an Anglican school, and of course, being a multicultural society of various religious persuasions, you have schools that are the top schools for the Catholics, the Anglicans, Presbyterian, Hindu, and so on, Muslim. you have the schools tend to be church based. Regular government schools are simply government schools. They're just secular. There's no connection to a church. But the main religions of the country are Catholic and Hindu. So Trinity College was set up by the Anglican Church. Its sister school is Bishop Anstey High School, and its brother school is the Queen's Royal College, which some would argue is the top Anglican school in the north, or others would argue that it's actually the top school, but that's an ongoing debate. So QRC, Queen's Royal College, is Anglican, and Catholic would be St. Mary's College and Fatima College, and of course those are all boys schools. Bishop Anstey Girls School, Girls High School, and then St. Joseph's Convent is Catholic. So each school has, or each school of that type has a sister school and brother school, and all linked to various churches. And of course there are other schools in the Central and the South and Tobago. So there are many top schools. And we are back on Saddle Road, and we are driving through middle to high in residential areas, both on the left and the right. There's Heelan Park, and on the left, new development, because all of that traditionally was bamboo. This bridge on the left takes you into a little area that was an unofficial settlement, and it is now much more developed with concrete structure homes. We are back in the village which we drove through earlier, for those who followed our other drive to Maracas. This is the Marval village. There's the Marval police station on the right. I don't think the camera picked it up. But this village, there's a Catholic church, and this right turn takes you into the road leading to Paramin. Paramin is up in the mountain. There's a lovely view, and if ever you come to Trinidad, it's a good idea to take that tour up to Paramin. There are some tours. There's a guy, Rian Romain, he has a company that does, or a little business I should say, that does tours up there. Can contact him. The Anglican church on the left, and another gated area. Son is telling me that it's a drive-in cinema now. So all of these roads to the left take you to residential areas. Marval is a very well populated area. To the right is the reservoir, Wassa Reservoir, taking care of all of Marval and surrounding areas. This left turn is Hillsborough, which is a very well-known area in Marval. If we had more time, but the sun is setting, we could have turned into some of those areas, but there's a lot of water wasting here. Some sort of burst main. So we will take you down the length of Saddle Road. On the left here is the former Monique's Guest House. This was a big facility back in its time. Very popular guest house. And then Shakonia Inn on the left, which is now some sort of a home for the elderly. We are on Saddle Road, Marval. Today was a nice day in Trinidad, no rain. Very hot though. This is a very green area with lots of foliage and trees among rock. So even though, because there are people living to the left, there are houses up there, with all of the land has been used. But obviously that is a natural area that was mainly green before, so you can still see green among the developments, such as here. This is a main road, but you still have lots of homes and businesses all along, both left and right. Going to or from something. You have Linda's Bakery on the right here. Popular bakery. This used to be Young's Pharmacy on the left, and there was another pharmacy on at this spot. So the area has changed a lot over the years. This used to be Chen's Pick and Pay on the left, Blackman's Private School, Blackman's Private School on the left. That's a feature of the education system in Trinidad, in that there are many private schools. Public schools, while free, are not as well, they are very populated, of course, and a lot of them are full, but they are not as popular as some of the private schools. This is the end of Saddle Road. So you tend to find middle class people and higher income earners putting their children in private schools. We just passed a KFC. That's one of the most popular KFCs in the country, KFC Marval. This was a gas station. So there are 3 gas stations on this road, and then you have the Ellerslie Mall on the right, Ellerslie Plaza, and this was another gas station on the left. And then here we see the Bossier Roman Catholic School. So the education system is somewhat different from Barbados's, where in Barbados there are a handful of private schools. In Trinidad and Tobago, the norm is to go to private school if you can afford it, and many of them are linked to secondary schools that are church-based. So for example, Trinity College, there's a Trinity Junior School. So while Trinity College is a public school which is funded by government, it's really government assisted because it's a church school. And Trinity Junior School is a feeder school for Trinity College, and there are many examples like that. But we are now leaving Saddle Road to hit the Queen's Park Savannah. Past the Empire Valley Zoo on the left, and the Botanical Gardens on the left as well. You can see a lot of cars. People like to come and walk around the savannah or walk through the Botanical Gardens and just sit and relax, take a rest. We have President's House on the left. See all the people jogging around the savannah. That's a really popular thing to do. Everybody likes to come around the savannah to exercise. Building on the left is very new, within a year or two. It's the Ministry of Health. State-of-the-art facility. And under construction is the new hospital further down. And here we have NAPA, National Academy for Performing Arts. On the left, it's is also one of the campuses of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT. We exit the Queen's Park Savannah and we make our way down Cipriani Boulevard. Just cut over Tragreed Road and hit Colville Street, and we'll make our way through Aripita Avenue before heading to the west into the Digger Mountain area. Colville Street. To the right is Buller Street. My understanding is that the residents have been making moves to have some of the street names changed, Buller Street being one. So we're on Aripita Avenue now. Some time ago we did a drive through Aripita Avenue and it was a bit disappointing because it was very quiet. Aripita Avenue is very, very busy, especially on a Friday and Saturday night. Well, it's quite early now, but eventually tonight it will build up. It's just around 6 p.m. now. Worry to list the names of all of these streets because we've already covered that in a previous drive. This is a repeat drive right now. The only difference is where we started all the way from the Maracas area by the entrance to Santa Cruz. And we talked a little bit about Santa Cruz. Located in the Santa Cruz Valley, which is nestled in the Northern Range. The Northern Range, as I said, is essentially a mountain or mountainous area. So this is the end of Aripita Avenue, and we're gonna pass the National Stadium as we make our way through Marval Parkway. So this is the end of the parkway, and we will be going on to the Audrey Jeffers Highway, which you can use to get from Port of Spain to Diego Martin. The Ryson Road leads on to the Audrey Jeffers Highway. We've spoken about Ryson Road already in another drive. So just take a look at the lovely scene here. Lights in the mountains. The sun is setting and the lights are on. Vehicles are driving with their lights. It's a very pretty thing to see on this side. People refer to this area as the foreshore. Dip off the highway just to show you this area on the left. It's a really beautiful scene out here. People like to take a park, listen to music, and just have a nice view of the sea. One of my favorite views. As you can see, there are benches out here where couples come and sit and have a nice chat. Some people come and smoke a cigarette out here just to clear their heads. And a lot of people park. They prefer to park if they don't feel as safe. But as you can see, there are people out here liming. Give you a better view of the sea here. So that's the little lookout there. There are some people I know who would tell you don't come here because you might get robbed or murdered. Maybe you can use your own judgment and determine how safe or unsafe the area is. Granted, it's still early in the evening. into the Western Main Road. Which, as you should know from previous videos that we've done, can take you all the way down to Chaguaramas. We make our way into Diego Martin. And a new feature here, which we've covered before as well, is this well-lit bridge, a lovely new overpass taking you from Powder Magazine across the West Mall and surrounding areas. So that makes a big difference for transportation. Prior, you had to go all the way down the highway and then make a loop, and even earlier than that, there was a more dangerous loop leaving Diego Martin to turn into West Mall. That dangerous loop was subsequently condemned. And we are driving into Pitti Valley. Drive at this point. As we show you how to journey from the exit to Maracas, entrance to Santa Cruz, with a little detour to Trinity College, and all the way down Saddle Road, around this, well, not fully around the Savannah, but partially down Cipriani Boulevard, across Colville Street, straight through Aripita Avenue, down Marval Parkway, hit the Audrey Jeffers Highway, and then the Western Main Road, and here we are. So this is D&J Drives signing off at 6:10 p.m. and thanking you for your support. Thanks to all our new subscribers. Thanks for liking and sharing our videos. Please continue to do so. And when you plan your vacations, remember to book a few nights in Trinidad and even Tobago. Thank you.